Good morning. Welcome back to Gillian at Mystic Healing Therapies. When I first set up this channel, the intention of it was to help people through the coming times, through the changes, through the ascension process. So today's video is very much about that. So since we've had the announcement of the Queen's death, there's been lots of changes happening on every level, whether you can see them or feel them or whatever. There's an awful lot of changes coming up. In my opinion, we are at crunch time. You know, the next few weeks we're going to see all the things that truthers like myself have been talking about over the last couple of years. We're going to start to see the changes physically in our physical world. I know many of you can probably feel it in sort of like in the etheric world and in your psychic abilities, but we're going to actually start to see that in physical in the next couple of weeks. So this message is a message for everybody, just to remember that we get out of this, the other side, in a lot better place. So any of you that have had a baby would have had to have gone through some kind of discomfort through the birthing process. So I feel like this birth of the new age, the new golden era, the ascension, it is really upon us right now. So we are really entering into the birth canal. So if you think about it, a being that enters the birth canal, it can go very dark for them, very uncertain, and they're squeezed into this place of discomfort. And I believe as a collective, this is where we're heading. We're heading into, you know, a place of darkness. We might not know what's happening, we might feel squeezed, but all I would say to you is remember, this is birthing a new age, a new era, a new beautiful era, a new beautiful age. So from the other point of view, if you're expecting a baby, you know that at some point you've got to give birth to it. In that 9 months, you aren't just focused on the birth, are you? The pain of the birth, the uncomfortableness, the pain of the birth. No, of course you're not. What you do is you focus on preparing the nursery, you know, making sure that you've got what you need for a newborn baby to be in this world. So I would say to everybody, when all these changes come upon us, you know, there's definite changes in the financial markets, you know, any currency that relies on the fiat system is going to be coming to an end very shortly. They've already announced the central bank, I think, of Australia's bankrupt, the Bank of New Zealand's bankrupt. It's only a matter of time until these announcements hit our shores. So obviously when people's money is affected, it starts to spiral them into panic. But my message to you is, why focus on the pain of the birth? Focus on what comes after the birth. Just as we'd focus on the arrival of the baby, and every contraction that we have, we think it brings us closer to the baby. In the same way, anytime something comes up that looks uncomfortable and scary and painful, please remember that we get out of this on the other side in a lot better place. So even if it looks like your bank account's frozen and you can't get any of your money and you've lost everything, don't worry, because we know, the people that have been attuned to spirit and asking spirit, the message is clear. We get a far better world on the other side. So even if your bank account freezes and it feels like you haven't, you know, you've lost everything, just hold faith. Things will turn round, the wheel will change, and in one way or another you'll be compensated. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm not in the slightest bit scared of any of this. So I'm sitting here with you, you know, I'm not living in some cushy place somewhere off planet or whatever. We're all going through this together. I know that was really annoying through the pandemic when people were saying we're all in this together, and clearly people weren't. There was a lot of differences. But in terms of what's coming, we are all in this together, and there's no stopping it. So, you know, my bank account's as likely to get frozen as yours, for example. You know, I'm not in the slightest bit scared. Look at me, I'm going through this. So remember, when things come along, which I truly believe they're going to come along fairly soon, look how scared I am. Not in the slightest. So remember that, you know, when you know, you know. I know we get through this the other side and it's going to be a far better place. So even if it's a dark place and we're in this birth canal where we're squeezed and it looks dark and it looks uncertain, just remember, we come out of it the other side. Just hold the faith. Hold the faith, hold the line. You know, we've got through the worst of this. We've got through the preparation, and I'm actually, strangely enough, I'm looking forward to it because, you know, I've been waiting to birth this new earth for so long, and now I can really see that we are entering into that phase right now. So my message is short and simple. We come out of this a lot better on the other side. Hold the faith. Don't step into panic if your bank account freezes. Don't step into panic if everything seems to go down. There are a few practical things you can do, like get a couple of weeks worth of food, draw some cash out if you can. You know, some of the banks have, in other countries you can't get cash out, but you still can in England. So if you're living in England, just why not get a bit out, even if I'm totally wrong, okay? So let's put it the other way. You get some cash out and you get some extra food in. If I'm completely wrong and we don't need it, then it's not going to harm you. You've still got the cash, you've still got the food. So, you know, they're the practical things you can do. But I would just very much urge everybody to not worry. This isn't a time to be panicking. This is a time to centre. Remember the mantra, I am the light, I am the love, I am the truth, I am. And just remember that. Remember what you've come for. You know, we've not come here. You've not incarnated to be sort of in an awful prison situation. Remember, we're stepping up this time. This isn't Atlantis. We're not stepping down. This isn't the end of Atlantis. This is the we're stepping up to 5D. We're not stepping from 5D down to 3D like we were at the end of Atlantis. We're stepping up to 5D. So uncomfortable as it might be in the birthing process of it, it's going to be far, far better. So hold your faith, folks. We are at that point now. We're not even nearing it. We are at it. I can feel it. There's nothing to worry about. I'm not worried. You really don't need to be worried. Just take a few practical advice and just hold the light, hold the knowledge, hold the truth, and you'll be absolutely fine. And I'll update you in a few days, no doubt, when things proceed. Lots of love and light to you. Remember, we get through this a lot better the other side. Lots of love. Bye for now.